Hey guys, it's Alexis here with another flower video, and today I'm going to be explaining the differences between working at a retail flower shop and an event flower shop. This is just what I've noticed, my experiences. I worked at a retail flower shop for 4 years, and then I started working at a wedding and events flower shop I've been doing that for like a year now. So I've noticed like some differences, and I just kind of want to make a video and share with the rest of the world what the differences are. Being a florist at a retail shop, you have to deal with customers in addition to making arrangements. So some of the things that I had to do when I was working at a flower shop, I had to answer phones, I had to take orders when the customers called, and then if they came in store, like in the person, then I would have to go up front and help them pick an arrangement and or like a little gift idea. When you work at a retail flower shop, a lot of the times you're not allowed to create like your own original designs. You're usually working out of like a booklet or like Teleflora. If you're like with Teleflora, they'll send you like a little pamphlet thing. It's like kind of like a recipe booklet, and you use that recipe booklet to make their arrangements. So a lot of the times you're not like using your own creative mind to make the flower arrangements that are going out to people. A lot of the times you're just basing them off of the formulas that are given inside of the books. When you work at a retail store, you're usually making vase arrangements. Those are easy to transport and deliver to people, so that's usually what you're going to be making 9 times out of 10. Another difference is that in a retail flower shop, you use a lot of the same cookie cutter flowers. Now what I mean by like cookie cutter flowers, I mean like you're using like your daisies, your carnations, your roses, your alstroemeria, your solidago, and that's pretty much it. Like you pretty much use like those 5 flowers and you like divvy it up and you make it look pretty, and you do that for a whole bunch of arrangements, but you're not using like the cool flowers. In retail, they do that for a reason, because those flowers that I just listed, they last longer than like your average flower. Like they're not as delicate and fragile. So when you're doing retail flowers, you're gonna wanna do flowers that last as long as possible, so that way they look good on your table for as long as possible. A typical work schedule for a retail florist, you're usually working Monday through Friday, like anywhere from 9 to 5 whenever the store opens and closes. I didn't work weekends often. Occasionally I would work a Saturday or 2, but it's not anything crazy. You usually have weekends off. Median pay for a retail florist is anywhere from $10 to $14 an hour. 14 is like if you're like a manager slash like overseer head florist person, and $10, it could even be $7.25. I started out at $7.25 when I worked at my first retail store, but you could make more. It depends on where you go, like your city, your zone, all that. You're going to be doing a lot of funeral work working at a retail store. I did so many funerals working in retail. I don't know if that was just like the place that I worked at, but I feel like there was a funeral like 3 days out of like the 7-day week. Like that's a lot of funerals. So I was doing like a head foot basket. I was doing like a casket spray. Sometimes I was doing like altar arrangements, like the little arrangements that the families would send into the funeral. So those are just like things you're gonna be doing if you do retail flowers. And last but not least, holidays. As a retail florist, you will work almost every single holiday, unfortunately. I don't work Christmas. When I did work in retail, I didn't work Christmas, but on all the other holidays, like I was there, I was working. Valentine's Day is a freaking nightmare. Like you literally make so many vase arrangements. Like you just make so many like dozen roses and so many like pink and purple crap. Like it's a lot, but you know, you only have like a week of madness. So you only have like that whole week of Valentine's Day, it'll be crazy, and that whole week of Mother's Day, it'll be crazy, that whole week of Christmas, it'll be crazy, but that's it. And then other times throughout the year, it's usually pretty like mellow and chill. Like in my flower shop that I worked at, like I said, they did a lot of funerals, so when we weren't like busy with the holidays, we were catching up with funerals and just like other orders that would come in throughout the week. But yeah, that was like my typical like work week as a retail florist. Now I'm gonna talk to you guys about being an event florist. So that's currently what I do now. I work at a shop where they only do wedding and events. And I have to say I like it a whole lot more, and this is why. When you're working at a wedding and event place, you are not dealing with any customers. You're not answering any phones. All you have to do is come in and make your wedding and you leave. And I have to say I like that a whole lot more. Working in the event, wedding, business company, whatever you want to call it, you have a lot more creative freedom. At the place that I work at right now, they give you the flowers to make the wedding, but you're still like putting together the bouquet. It would be like someone giving you like the paint brushes and all the paint and like the canvas, and you're pretty much told to make art out of that. So that's pretty much what I do. So when you're working in like a wedding and events place, a lot of the times you'll be doing like bridal bouquets, you'll be making like corsages, boutonnieres, you'll be making centerpieces, you'll be making altar arrangements for the ceremony, you'll be doing sprays, like those big like arch sprays you see on like Pinterest and all that. Like you'll be doing stuff like that. That's more my speed. I like doing events, and like I like that a whole lot better, but you know, just kind of see what works for you. When you're working at an event place, you tend to get cooler looking flowers. The cool, fun flowers, those don't typically last as long, so that's why you won't see them at a retail store. Like you'll never see an anemone at a retail store. And they do that because anemones, they die really fast, and the whole point of being like a retail florist is that you want your product to last as long as possible. When you're doing event work, you only need those flowers to last that day. After that day is done, it doesn't really matter what happens to the flowers. Like you just need them to look good for that one day. At the place that I work at, I do no funerals right now. I literally just do wedding and events, and I have to say I like it a whole lot better. Doing funerals all the time kind of brings you down. Like after a while, I was just so like gloomy all the time, because like sometimes my boss would like read the obituaries of the dead people like while we were making the arrangements, and I'm just like, wow, like this is like really sad. Your typical work schedule for a event florist, you're usually working like Tuesday through Saturday. That's just my schedule. You're working weekends usually, because events usually happen on weekends. Like most weddings are on Saturdays. You'll have your occasional Sunday wedding, in which that case you might have to work that Sunday. Like for example, I maybe work like one Sunday like every few months. It's very, very rare that I work a Sunday, but when I do, I usually have off Monday, Tuesday instead of Sunday, Monday. The good thing about having off Sunday, Monday is that you have a day during the week to schedule like doctor's appointments and to just like do all your running around. And I kind of find that to be really helpful, because like I don't have to take time out of my work schedule to go make that doctor's appointment. When you're working at a retail store, you're going to make anywhere from 15 to 21 an hour. You make a lot more working in an event and wedding place, because the events are usually like anywhere from like $2,000 to like $10,000. That's just the place I work at. So, and you know, if you get like a lot of those, then like you're making bank, so you're able to pay your employees a little more. 15 is kind of like the starting pay, and then 21, that's kind of like the max that I personally have ever heard being made. I would imagine 21 is like, again, a head florist or just like someone of importance. Like you definitely need to earn that 21. I hope that doesn't discourage you from not wanting to be a florist, because you can be a florist and make bank. You just have to do it right. What I mean by that is, like, if you want to be a florist but money is one of your concerns, then open up your own wedding place. You know, weddings make a whole lot of money, and that's what people just like you can do what you want in life. You just need to figure out like ways to finesse it and like make a whole lot of money doing it. So what I do is I work at my little event place, whatever. I do that Tuesday through Saturday, and then in addition to that, I do YouTube, so I get a little bit of teeny tiny bit of money doing that. And then in addition to that, I also do like a little, well, it's not like anything official, but I have like a little mini like false flower business where I make like wreaths and arrangements and bridal bouquets, but I make them with fake flowers. The benefit to having fake flowers is that they never die, and you know, like you can just pretty much use them all year round. Yeah guys, but there you have it. There's the differences between working at a retail store and a event store. Follow my flower account at Flowers by Alexis and my main account at Alexis Christine with 2 E's. I'll link all my links below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!